is just like loosey-goosey in there. That's... Hey guys, it's me Sylvia, back with another video. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we're gonna be testing out a full face of Fenty Beauty. I haven't done one of these since like they first launched the brand, so it's been a hot minute. That was like what, like a year ago, a couple years? It's been a while. They obviously have launched a lot of new products since then. We've got cream blushes, cream bronzers, new powder foundation, a bunch of new eyeshadows. So we're gonna play with the new stuff, see if it's any good, but also use a lot of the OG products. So if you are new to Fenty Beauty, we'll be using those, comparing them to the new products. You know, we're gonna really get into it and see if Rihanna's given us some more bangers, because Fenty Beauty honestly has been pretty consistent with like putting out good stuff. So we're gonna see if that's the case with a lot of these new products. So get comfortable, subscribe to my channel, please and thank you. Also, quick question. I've been thinking about changing my background. I feel like I'm just over it. Like the vanity situation is cute, except for the fact that it's like very reflective. Is it distracting? Like it shows the lights, actions. I might be over it. So I might have to get into my Pinterest research mode and find some other cute way to decorate my background here. But let me know what you guys think. If you like it, if it's cute, then like, maybe I won't. I'm lazy anyway, so. So starting off with their Pro Filt'r Hydrating Primer, they do have their Instant Retouch Primer, which is what they first launched with. That's more of a mattifying primer, pore filling, all of that. But I haven't tried the hydrating one yet, so we'll do that today. This is actually perfect for me right now because I am using more hydrating products, because obviously, if you know, you know, I started Accutane, so my skin's getting dry. I'm not too far in like my journey, so it's still pretty good with makeup if I do my skincare routine and hydrate like crazy right before applying makeup. So, oh wow, this is super hydrating. It's like very milky and watery looking. I'll just apply it all over. Normally I get an oily T-zone, but because I have a lot of acne spots, those spots are pretty dry a lot of the time. But right now I have a lot of dryness around my nostrils, around the corners of my mouth here. So we'll see if this helps with those areas. Oh, it's so like silky. It smells really, really good. It's very subtle. That is something to keep in mind if you don't like fragranced products. It smells so good though. It smells like a little spa. My face feels a little bit tacky, which is usually great for a primer. Helps foundation grip, gives you that good grip. It also very obviously did hydrate and add some dewiness to my face, but it doesn't feel greasy at all. Like it just feels sunken into my skin. It is supposed to also blur your pores a little bit. I wouldn't say it's significantly blurred my pores. I feel like their Instant Retouch Primer has more of that like pore filling aspect to it, but it definitely did a little something something. They don't look as enlarged, and all my little dry areas on my acne look nice and hydrated. I feel like it's a good start. We have two of their foundations, a newer one and one of the OGs. We're gonna apply both kind of half and half. That way we can really see the difference between the two. Obviously, they are very different foundation formulas. One's a powder, one's a liquid. We're just going in, we'll put them both on. If you haven't tried either now, you can kind of get a feel for both of them, and I just want to, so we're doing it. We'll start with the Soft Matte Longwear Pro Filt'r. Such a long name. This one is meant for all skin types. It is a long wearing, medium to full coverage, so if you love your coverage, this is that for you. I like to apply it with a beauty sponge rather than a brush, and I like to apply it really quickly. Strong medium coverage, but we can build it to full coverage to cover that little acne spot right there. I think I actually like this foundation better with the hydrating primer than the original, because at least especially over my acne, it's looking a lot better on those areas. And you can see we have a really nice kind of satiny finish. Things that I do love about this foundation, it's very lightweight feeling, even though it does give you that full coverage, very long wearing. If you're sweating, if you're doing all that, it will stay put. The only reason I wouldn't reach for this foundation as often was because of the issues I had on dry patches, but now that the hydrating primer kind of like fixed that a little bit, ooh, she could be ticking all the boxes here. So if you have dry skin or acne texture, problematic skin, definitely use it with the hydrating primer. If you're oily to normal, don't have many dry patches, and you love full coverage long wearing, then this is no question, you'll like this foundation. Now let's try the Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I'm so excited about this one. Like I've been wanting to try it. It has a mirror to apply. You flip the little pan open and it comes with a sponge. So I got a good amount on my sponge there. We're just going in. Oh wow, we're really going for it. That's not my shade, but like I don't have a lighter one right now, so we'll just focus on the formula of it. It says it's a light to full coverage. We'll see. I'm gonna layer a little bit over top of my acne to see if we can get it to that full coverage. Starting to see a bit of flaking. Again, it is like an acne spot, so that's why it kind of has some broken skin. And I feel like if I were to layer it to try and get more coverage, it would just make it look crustier. So this is it completely applied. I do feel like it's getting a little bit darker. It already was not my shade applying it it. I feel like it's oxidizing a little bit. So if you're buying this, I'd keep that in mind and probably go a shade lighter. But the application itself, this is definitely more light to medium, and you can't really build it to that full coverage without like really going in. And then at that point, it's just too cakey and far too noticeable. It's really accentuating those dry spots. I am dry around my nostrils. It's emphasizing that, and also around my mouth. But that being said, I still wouldn't rule this product out and would probably still use it to give a little bit of extra coverage on top of a foundation application. I'm just not really loving it by itself as an actual foundation. This is just my humble opinion and how it's worked on my skin today. This one is by far better for my skin type, and I feel like looks a lot better for me right now. I'm actually gonna take this side off. Concealer, we have the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Concealer. This is meant to be a full coverage matte concealer. I got a few shades lighter than my skin tone because I do like my concealer to brighten. So it keeps that full coverage even as you're blending it out. It's very, very creamy. I feel like you do have to work kind of fast with this one. It dries down quickly. I don't think there's a need for a color corrector with this guy. Like, it'll cover everything up in one go. So now just setting it with a bit of a foundation powder. I feel like this is what I would use their foundation powder for. Just lightly setting or adding a little bit more coverage or mattifying my face. But that shade is just way too dark, so I'm gonna use my MAC one. All in all, I do really like this concealer. It gives great coverage. Love the satin matte finish. Just make sure to set it right away to help minimize creasing. Other than that, she's good to go. I like this concealer. Moving on to bronzer, we have two of her bronzer formulas. The OG powder bronzer versus the cream bronzer. We'll apply both, one on each side. First going in with the Instant Warmth bronzer, which is the powder bronzer in the shade Shady Biz. This bronzer is definitely one of my favorites. It is just so long wearing, and you can build it, which I like. It makes it super easy to blend. It comes in 8 shades, which I feel like Fenty Beauty is just one of the leaders in the beauty industry for like inclusivity and just making a lot of shades in their products, which we love to see. It's a beautiful matte finish, but it doesn't look dull. And it's one of those bronzers that is buildable, but you don't have to take forever to build it with many different layers. Moving on to the Freestyle cream bronzer, which I haven't tried yet. I got the shade Butter Biscuit. I'm gonna dip my contouring brush in there, just warm it up on the back of my hand, so we're not going in too strong. Ooh, that looks so natural. It's melting right in there. Because it's cream, it has a tiny bit of a shine to it, which I feel like makes it look super skin-like and would probably be less detectable like under direct sunlight, you know? It says it's transfer resistant. Let's test that out. Definitely not. I would probably set it if you don't want it to transfer. I feel like it's very subtle. I actually really like this side. But I mean, she looks bronzed to perfection. So I like both sides. It would just depend on the type of makeup look I'm going for. If I want a nice, warm, long-wearing bronze, I do this side. If I want something more natural, more subtle, she woke up like this, I do this side. Next, we're trying out her Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush in the shade Petal Poppin'. So I'm just gonna go right in with a beauty blender and start applying. Oh, I love cream blush, you guys. I feel like it instantly lifts the face because it's a little shiny. So it makes your cheeks just look more full and more youthful. Kind of like you got some filler there and you ain't even get filler there. It's just the magic of light and blush. That's so pretty. It's a very sheer color, but you can build it. It has some shine to it, but it doesn't feel greasy at all. They say that the formula is supposed to be like water resistant, sweat proof, and last a really long time, which is key with cream products because as gorgeous as they are, sometimes they just fade away really quickly. I noticed that especially with blushes. So I am curious about that, but obviously this is a first impression. Let me know down below what your experience is if you've tried these out for a long period of time. I want to know if they are that long lasting, but we'll circle back at the end of the video to see how they hold up. Moving on to highlighter. Fenty Beauty has so many different highlighter products. I have tried the Kilowatt highlighter. They have like the liquid different highlighters for your body. She has the puff. She has so many different highlighting products. She's all about that glow. This is one that I haven't tried before though. It's the Diamond Balm All Over Diamond Veil in the shade How Many Carats. So this is supposed to be an all over body highlight, or you can use it for your face. It's for everything. Okay, blinding. It definitely has glitter chunks in it, so if you don't like a really glittery highlight for your face, then maybe you might want to get one that's more finely milled. Also put that down the bridge of my nose. We look like a glazed donut. It did its job. If I'm trying to look like I don't have makeup on, I probably wouldn't use this. You can fully see the glitter, but for every other occasion, I'm wearing it. It's really pretty. They said body highlight too, so let's apply some of that on my shoulder just to see how it turns out. Gorgeous. I'm using that in the summertime for sure. So I love this. I think it's gorgeous. course. It makes my skin look wet and super glowy. Also love that this is versatile. You can use it on your body. It would look great as an eyeshadow. So if you're gonna splurge on a highlighter, this one would be it for me. Moving on to brows, we have the Brow MVP Ultra Fine Brow Pencil and Styler. I've been using this brow pencil. I do really like it. It has an ultra fine tip. I think the brush tip at the end, like at first I didn't really like it and I preferred the spoolie, but it's kind of grown on me. It's really unique looking, kind of looks like a toothbrush. The only thing that I really hope that they fix with this brow pencil is that the product comes out of it. I had to buy another one just to be sure that I didn't get like a faulty pen. Literally, this is a brand new pencil. As soon as I opened it, the product is just like loosey-goosey in there. There's a lot of reviews up there that people are having the same problem. So I really hope that Fenty fixes that with this brow pencil because it's a good brow pencil. It's sad. She's very fragile. Like you don't want that to be happening to your $20 brow pencil, you know? Moving on to eyeshadow. I believe this is the first permanent eyeshadow product from Fenty Beauty. They did come out with eyeshadow palettes in the past. They were limited edition. They came, they went. I believe these are the first permanent ones. So it's the Snap Shadows Mix and Match eyeshadow palette. I got the True Neutrals palette, which is obviously more neutral tones, but there's 9 different palettes to choose from, each of which are different kind of color schemes. So there is a lot of options to choose from. Each palette has 6 different shadows in it. So obviously you pick the one that suits you the best. This one's a mixture of mattes and shimmers. So let's create a look. We're gonna go in with the lightest shade in the palette, Nookie Rookie. And I'm gonna just pack that on in my inner corner, brighten it up. We're getting great pigment right from the start. I have liked her palettes in the past, so wouldn't think that these would be any different. I'm actually really keen to use that highlighter on my lid because of how sparkly and gorgeous it is. So I'm gonna take that on my finger and just press that all over my lid. I'm gonna bring that all the way up to my brow bone because we want all the sparkle. Now taking the shade Come and Get It, I'm gonna lightly dust that, starting at my outer corner of my lash line and then slowly flicking it out towards my brow bone and blending up and into the crease. Using a really light hand at first because there's a lot of product on the brush and that'll just help you have more control over it, and then slowly buffing and blending that out, which is actually easy to do. They're pigmented, but they're not difficult to blend, so I am enjoying them so far. Now going in with Tequila Night, I'm just gonna use this to add some warmth to our outer corner, and it's that shimmery formula, so that's gonna blend right into the shimmer we already have on our lid. Then taking Simma Down, we're gonna use that to create kind of like a gradient between that warm brown and our frosty inner corner. Now I'm gonna take the darkest shade in the palette. On a thick angled brush, I'm just gonna line my outer lash line, make my lashes look a little thicker, but only keeping it on the outer lash line. I'm not gonna line my whole lash. I'm just gonna kind of wing it out a little bit with my nail. Now going back in with Come and Get It. On a tiny detailing brush, I'm just gonna kind of tight line my lower lash line, connect to that outer wing, and we'll do a really light buffing under there. So I think that's all I'm gonna do for the eye look. I love how it turned out. I did enjoy working with these shadows. I feel like the formulas were nice. They're pigmented yet blendable. It's definitely not a statement palette with like intense glitters, but I do like the concept of the palette, one cohesive kind of color story. This one in particular would be great for every day. If you're one of those type of people that don't feel the need to have so many different types of shades, then you'd probably make use out of just 6 shades and would find it worth the price if it's shades that you go for all the time. I personally like having options, and I wish that they had maybe one palette with all the different shades in them. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck purchasing each palette separately. I do see Sephora has a sale though right now where if you buy 2, you get $5 off. So that's good that they're doing that. All in all, very cute palette, and I like the formula. Now for mascara, we have the full Frontal Volume Lift and Curl Mascara. Now the brush is what's interesting about this mascara. It has a flat side and then it has a very full fluffy side. They say that the flat side defines and curls, and then the full side is what like adds volume and layers the product. I mainly just use the fluffy side, and you definitely have to layer it a few times to get them really full. So here you can see the difference. It makes them long, like much longer than my natural lashes. I feel like it's a fine line between becoming too clumpy if you do too many layers. So I'm just careful with that, and I like make sure that I don't apply too much. And then I usually like the way they look. It definitely makes your lower lashes look so long. This is one of those mascaras that it's good, but it doesn't like blow me away. It's just a middle of the road mascara for me. You know, I'm not gonna use it, but I'm not like obsessed with it raving every day. Like I'll finish the bottle. You know. Last but not least is lips. Rihanna does have quite a few lip products now to choose from, but her most famous gloss bomb now is in a cream gloss formula. So these ones have more color payoff to them. They're less sheer. We'll do Fenty Glow. She doesn't have lip liners yet though. Does she? She doesn't. Does she? No. I don't think so. I'll use Laura Mercier's Hazelnut Tea lip liner. Let's apply. Oh, that is so pretty. I love that. It's not goopy or thick. It almost feels like a lip oil, which is really comfortable to wear. Definitely has more color to it than her gloss bombs. They come in 5 shades. They're gorgeous, but I feel like that's not enough. Like I would love to see more shades because the formula is just so bomb. And there we have it. Those are all the products that we have to try out from Fenty. So quick recap, that hydrating primer, Balm. I'm gonna be using that for the foreseeable future because it works really great with my dry patches that I am experiencing on my acne. I feel like it made me love the Pro Filt'r foundation even more. It went on a lot smoother. It made for an amazing foundation application with this guy right here. The new foundation powder is not for me as a foundation. I would try it out as a setting powder to add more coverage on top of foundation. The cream glosses are beautiful. One of my favorite products that we tried today. Love the brow pencil, but not worth it because of that product kind of malfunction. The cream blush and cream bronzer are definitely worth the hype. They are gorgeous. Let me know if there's another brand that you want me to do a full face testing kind of review video on. That's all for this video. Click this one if you haven't seen it yet, or this one. What are you waiting for? Click it right now. Thank you so much. See you guys in my next one. Bye. Mwah.